Welcome along to English Park for this Morrison Mitsubishi English Cup quarter-final between Nomads United and Ferrymead Bays. My name's Craig Crawford. I'm here with Roger Metherell. Welcome, Roger.
Thank you very much.
We've got two very even teams here that should be quite the contest. Both teams sitting on 18 points in the Southern League, exactly the same record, 5 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses, and they played 3 weeks ago, 1-1 that was. So we'll go through the lineups for you with the Ferrymead Bays, coached by Alan Walker. Well, the Welshman Ewan Avondale in goal. Across the back is Casper Marsden, Luke Pritchard and Liam Stanton. In front of them is Nicholas Smith and captain for today, Rhys Williams. The attack starts on the left with Trey Stewart. The centre is Kieran Langley and the evergreen Chris Murphy on the right. Up the top they've got ex-Nomads player Trey Butler and young Luca Marsland. So a team that should be very capable of putting some good football together.
And Matt Jansen's Nomads team tonight, a couple of changes from the weekend. I'll mention them as I'm going through. In goal we've got Regan Frame having a fine season. From left to right, Josh Collett, Jacob Anderson, who's the captain, Daniel Metherell and Aidan Sandys. In the middle, Caleb Cotton and Will Holland, and in front of them Cooper Goldsmith in the middle. Wide, Harry Bushell on the left, with Guy Reeves, and up top, Big Flynn Holden.
Our officiating crew today, we've got Aaron Nottage refereeing. He'll be assisted by Michael Love and Yash Naika. So you would have seen the game, the 1-1 between these two sides 3 weeks ago?
I did. Very little to choose. Nomads took the lead in around about the 60th minute. Then had a goal disallowed. Seemed a bit harsh. And also at the end of the first half, Ferrymead had a goal disallowed. But then later on, in about 75th minute roughly, the evergreen, as you called him, Chris Murphy, popped one as the equaliser. Probably, to be honest with you, a fair result. There's nothing to choose between these teams. You go back over the last 2 years, there's been a 3-1 to Nomads, but it's been like 1-1 and 2-1. So very, very close.
Nasty little bit of contact there. Hopefully everyone's all right after that one. We've got Nomads in the white away strip. Oh, no, sorry, Ferrymead Bays in the white. It's Nomads in their traditional blue with white shorts, red socks. So starting off, just an early bit of contact, and Metherell will be putting that one forward. And Flynn Holden, there'll be a wee contest there that we'll be wanting to watch all day with Luke Pritchard and Flynn Holden going toe-to-toe. Teammates last year, of course. Now adversaries. It's in towards the middle. Where will it fall? Looks like Marsden's come back, trying to launch an attack early there, but no luck. Work from Sandys for a loose looking pass. Marsden out to Stewart, who will be a danger man also out here on the left. As Pritchard works it across to Stanton. The back three have watched them a few times. They're very comfortable on the ball. They like to sit deep and move the ball quickly across the back. Stewart sees nothing going forward. And Marsden there. Marsden brothers. Nice work in there from Williams, who will be interesting to see how he goes in that deeper midfield role. Of course, we've got James Dehan, usual captain, absent from today's lineup. And unfortunately for Ferrymead Bays and Alan Walker's selection policy, he's missing 3 goal-scoring talents, with Omar Cameron missing. He's scored 5 for the season. James Dehan out, also scored 3, and Cameron Reen, who's picked up a couple. So just missing a wee bit of firepower here in Ferrymead Bays, but We just need someone else to step up, really.
And from a Nomads perspective, there's a few missing as well. Caleb Johnson, who is the top scorer with 5 goals, he's been sunning himself somewhere, I think. And Gus McIntyre's been struggling with an ankle injury since Wanaka in the beginning of May. Just can't shrug it off, and he's got 3 or 4. So yes,
it seems to be the goals have been spread around by Nomads there, with a few people picking up 2 or 3, which is great to see. From it, well, here's an opportunity. Just wouldn't fall there for Luca Marsden. Stanton picking it up, getting it forward. Murphy trying to get it across. He's managed to get it there, but well contained by Avondale.
The little competition over on the right hand side between Chris Murphy and Josh Collett. Keep your eye on that. It'll be pretty special. Josh is running up. I think he's 1 game away from his 50th game for Nomads, and Chris is Chris. I still rate him potentially Bay's best player week in, week out.
He certainly isn't here, but here's Stewart with a bit of opportunity to get forward. Langley into Marsden, getting himself some room, but no shots coming yet. Any of blue shirts behind the ball, and it's well defended. Some work here for Pritchard to come and tidy things up, and a bit of a assistance from Guy Reeves there to the turf. Well defended. There's some good shape in there from Nomads immediately. You can see that they know what they're doing when they're giving the ball away in those dangerous areas, but they're reacting well to it. Stanton out to Murphy. Immediately looking down the line and not quite getting it up to Butler. Is this going to fall? It's out to Collett. Here's the contest you're talking about there, Roger. 2 experienced players know each other's games inside out, probably.
I tend to feel between these Nomads and Ferrymead games, if Nomads can weather the typical Bays from the first whistle, high press and helter-skelter to a certain degree, then if no damage has been done in the first 20 minutes, then job done. And you're seeing that a little bit here. The game's very much in the Nomads half, so we'll see what happens.
We contest there just went overboard for Nottage, and a free kick here when a bit of a damn, get a good ball in here, could present an opportunity for a hungry striker. One player who has both keepers are decent, aren't they? So this time it will be Frame to see if he can get on it. It's a decent punch away there.
That was Liam Stanton got up for that header at the far post, got up well.
And was it? I'm sure that Guy Reeves, I think it was honing in. No, sorry, that was Smith. Frame had to be very sharp to it, didn't he? As there was plenty of pressure going in on the ball. Langley out to Stanton. Done well there to get it out to Murphy, who's holding some good width. He's considering his options. Back into Langley. Williams to Marsden. Stewart finds Butler. Into the far post, but only a blue shirt there. Nomads definitely just weathering the storm at the moment. Holden putting pressure on the back three. Tidy work. from Pritchard. We'll go back to Avondale. Nicely won by Metherall. Straight into feet. Opportunity here. Bushell into the near post. It's fallen awkwardly. Safely out to Murphy.
A vital toe put in there by a defender.
There's Harry Bushell coming, switching sides there and finding a good bit of space. Metherall waiting for options. Was it in Sandys? Patient build up here as Nomads look to hold the ball for a bit longer than they've had opportunities to just yet.
There's young Aidan Sandys here, just taking the throw back to Metherall. Yeah, sorry, he's a full Nomads product. Started at the club when he was 4 years old. And got his chance about 4 games ago. Tom Stewart picked up a injury and a little bit of lack of confidence. Got his chance. He's been absolutely fantastic at the right back, playing right back and the wing back situation.
It's great to see. Nomads are renowned for their development, and good to see these young fellas coming through and able to test themselves at a different level. It's a fine ball through to Holden. It's cut back onto his left, but can't find a way through past Pritchard. Cotton with his first touch. It would look for him to getting on the ball and start working the ball around a bit. Just not able to keep it, and gives away the free kick. And just a wee shush there from Nottage, who
Mr. Pritchard's been told.
Not a big fan of instant feedback, Aaron Nottage. He prefers it more delicately delivered.
Yeah, so Aidan is, as I say, a product of Nomads from 4 years old. He's a St Bede's boy in his final year, so still very young. Plans to go to UC, so the good news for Nomads is he should be around for a few years.
Bushell now in a bit of room, but nice little delay there to give himself some room to work in. And the toe in will be the first corner of the day.
That's classic.
Of Nomads.
Classic Harry Bushell. Direct, strong, very left-footed.
They do exist, don't they? The rare, quick and direct left midfielders.
I think you'll find there's Guy Reeves taking this corner. Normally Caleb Johnson would do so, but not here, so Guy was doing it on Saturday. That looks
right in there, and that one come off.
That's Metherall, I think he got up for it and just didn't get enough on it, unfortunately.
A bit of contact here. Someone doesn't look too comfortable, does
Jacob Anderson, Nomads captain.
There's quite a melee of players in there and not looking too happy at all. Holding his leg there. Oh dear. This could be quite unfortunate for Nomads.
He's been in very fine form for Nomads this season. Jacob Anderson, and captaining from the middle of defence. Formed a very good partnership with Daniel Metherall in the middle. Let's hope he can run that off.
Just a wee rolled ankle as he tried to get up there. Avondale rolling it out to Pritchard. Casper Marsden goes direct here. It's a fine ball, has it found the gap, but rolls through. easily taken by Frame.
So you find Will Holland will pop back into the centre of defence while Jacob Anderson's off, probably, I would imagine.
He is running around the outside and looks to be getting ready to come back on as Ferrymead just consolidate some position, start moving the Nomads team around a wee bit.
Jacob Anderson's back on.
Standing going forward. No real space to work with though. Hold him. Nicely worked out. Sandys whips it in a dangerous spot. Bushell able to get a piece on it. And we might have got the last of it.
Yeah, goal kick given.
Nice play there from the Nomads, who they can transition from one side to the other. They seem to be finding a bit of space. With that back three for Ferrymead, seem to going to be able to find some wide channels to exploit at times. As Casper Marston gets it up to Stewart. No way forward there. Nice work from Reeves. Anderson back on the field, out to Collar. There's that battle. Two experienced players going toe-to-toes. Holden's able to get a turn and Pritchard gets in a crucial foot in there to disturb. Metherell. No way forward there for Sanders. To Anderson. Expect those two to work hard together today. Oldham. Nice little layoff back into Sandys.
Nice movement by a young man, Aidan Sandys there. You know, very calm for an 18-year-old.
Nomads now just finding their way into this game, which is good to see. Can imagine there's a little bit of indecision in there from Pritchard and Ovendale. Just about fell into that corridor of uncertainty between keeper and centre back. They've been able to play their way out. Unfortunately, here at English Park, we're waiting on a new scoreboard, so we're 15 minutes into this one. And it is finally balanced. Over the weekend, we saw Nomads pick up a good 3 points against UC with a 1-0 victory. Hayes had to settle for a point after conceding a late penalty against Selwyn. The Nomads have been putting a good string of results together, haven't lost for 6 or so games. Great draw, it must have been good to watch against Christchurch United, Roger.
That was a very fine performance, and a lot of people will say, oh, you're under the cosh, you're under the cosh. I tell you what, we played some good football against Christchurch United that night, and were very good for that 1-1 draw. United got the equaliser in the 93rd minute.
Yes, it was a great strike, but they had to work very hard to get a share of the points that they did.
Yep.
League leaders, Christchurch United.
But in fairness, it was probably a point we didn't expect to get. So, you know, boys were disappointed, of course, conceding so late. But, yeah, good point.
Marsden looking to get it out to Butler there, but Anderson stepping in the way. Stewart, good numbers in there from Nomads, making it hard for Bays to find a way forward. Langley. Nice work in there from Holden. It's great to see a centre forward come back and do some disruptive work in the midfield. Just did it forward his way as Murphy gets it forward. connecting well at the moment, Nomads. They really are finding it quite easy to get the ball under control and get the ball moving around.
What you find with the Nomads lads is that they've now played most of them together for at least 2 seasons, with a few little changes from season to season, so they're really getting to know each other. Quite a few boys on, coming up to their 50th game in the next few weeks, 3 at least. And then when you've got the leadership of Jacob Anson, who's played 180, 190 games, he's only still 25. And Caleb Cotton, who's played probably about 120.
Well, he was at Ferrymead last year too, wasn't he? Or no?
No, he's at Tech.
That's right.
Season before.
Tech, yeah, right. Yeah, two very experienced campaigners in Southern League football. Well, here's an opportunity for Bays. Find themselves in good few numbers there. It might have been 1-on-1 at one stage there, but the Nomads defence collapsing and providing no way through. As Stanton drives in. He's had a good season too. As Liam Stanton popped up and scored a couple of goals.
He got a win against Nelson the other week.
Yeah. No easy feat, that one, to get over top of Nelson Suburbs, as they found out the following week in the Chatham Cup. Crucial work in there from Pritchard again, denying Oldham.
That's a good ball.
Great ball, and Stewart.
That's not a good. That's
just
disappointing.
Rushing his cross a wee bit there, had the time and space to get a really good measured ball in, but chose to go first time, never really wrapped his foot around it. Marshall trying to release.
This is just classic Nomads versus Bays. It's so tight, impossible to pick.
Well, these two coaches obviously know each other very well as well. Matt Jansen and Alan Walker have teamed up on occasion, I think, to take Canterbury United youth teams, and so they know each other as well as anything.
For sure.
So, Avondale getting it forward. Let's put in the mix again. It's a real battle. Marsden going to go back to Avondale. Who's impressed me as the keeper after Jordan coming to Christchurch for this year.
Just thinking that, literally. He's been a good signing.
Good signing. He is definitely keeper, knows what he's doing. Good chat out there. And it's going to hold up, is it? It was done well to get there and put it right back into the danger zone, but just on the wrong side of Finn Holdham. Charging through. And nice work from Avondale.
That really did hold up. I'd given up on that one.
That one had just subtle bit of backspin on it, wasn't it? And it was Cottam who drove through looking for the possibility of cutting it back. Nice work from Nomads, just taking that inside channel. There's Murphy. Well cut out, and again by that man, Anderson. Sandy's back to Metherall. Across to Anderson. Plenty of pressure coming on here. Might have fallen. And the hamstring's been grabbed at there.
Well, I have to... Trey Stewart,
was it? Yes.
I have to say that in the game of 1-1 the other week, Trey Stewart had a virtually identical opportunity at 0-0. You just hope for Bayes reasons that they don't pay for that, because that was a definite opportunity. He probably had more time than he thought.
He certainly did. And now, but he's stretching away at that hamstring, so obviously wasn't feeling it. Well, gone offside, so Ferrymead dealing with that pressure okay, but that could be a crucial moment to reflect on. Really came out of a great teamwork, a good press coming on from all areas that enabled the ball for Trey Butler right at the top of the area, and all he could do was find it straight into the hands of Regan Frame. They've given it up again here, Nomads. And well dealt with by Frame.
The same ball twice into the middle to feet. If you don't get that right, that's what happens. The last 2 times it happened. Trey Butler had a great opportunity with an intercept pass through to him, and then we just saw that one as well.
Oh, clever work in here from Sandys. He's no commentator's curse from you, Roger. You've propped him up and he's delivering. Bushell cuts in, looks for an opportunity to link up. And it comes to Sandys. Clever work from Holland there to give himself some space. It's Bayes this time who have settled back into a good defensive shape. Anderson considering his options. Puts his mate under pressure. Marsden's snuck in there. Luca Marsden trying to link up with his teammates. Still keeps falling the way of Ferrymead Bayes at the moment. Langley is into the corner.
A bit loose from Nomads over the last 2 or 3 minutes.
I think Ferrymead have really taken the opportunity to just put pressure on that second and third pass, haven't they? They've probably, the midfield's working really well in there with it. Cooper Goldsmith, we haven't said his name that often, but Cotton and Holland having to work a bit harder than Nomads. They're really just not, they're getting found out a wee bit by the Ferrymead Bayes trio of Langley, Smith and Williams. What's going on in here?
Will Holland there on Smith around the goalkeeper.
Trying to occupy the same space at the same time, and it gets swung. How did Daniel Wetherall not get that away? He was facing goal and had to just about pivot his neck around to get it away. Did well not to score an own goal, I'd say.
Well, that's what he's there for, isn't he, really? Come on.
He's done well.
It's interesting that they've popped Guy Reeves in a wider role today, and he plays generally more centrally as a 3 with Will Holland and Caleb Cotton, but they've gone with Cooper Goldsmith in that 9, I think. And with Gus McIntyre and Caleb Johnson away, they need another wide player, so they've put Guy Reeves out there.
See what he can do.
Yeah, interesting decision, because he was player of the day for us on Saturday in that central role. So it'd be interesting to see if they change that up actually later in the game.
So both these sides having pretty comfortable games in the round 1 fixtures. It was 14-0 over Parklands for Nomads and 8-0 for Ferrymead Bayes over Burwood. Obviously both those losing sides coming from the New World Premiership, just finding it a wee bit too hot against Southern League competition. And both these sides looking to join Waimak United, who won on penalties over Coastal Spirit. Christchurch United, who were 1-0 up over Hawesville United. As Ferrymead Bays look to exploit, find some space to create some sort of worrying attacking move, but Nomads' defensive structure is sound at this stage. And it was a couple of weeks ago where we saw Kashmir Technical get the better of Western 4 goals to 3, and it was a all action last 5 minutes on that game. So through Waimak, Christchurch United, Kashmir Technical, yet to be joined by one of these sides in the semi-final of the English Cup. Goldsmith dropping it back in.
It's quite a crucial part of the game, this first half, and it's very much Ferrymead Bays with all the possession. I don't think Nomads will be overly concerned about that. This has happened a fair few times this season, and they just get their structure right. They've got some calm characters on the pitch. I think to the watcher and supporter of Nomads, it's more worrying than the players, to be honest with you.
Well, they just haven't been able to find this link up into Hold'em, but this is coming together for them though. And it's Reeves who's going to have a crack from a long way out. Ooh, those little opportunities, probably the best one of the day so far. And I think that's the kind of thing that they've got to be looking for, that ball into Hold'em, reset it into the midfield, try to get a wee bit more width support through either Bushell or Reeves. And at the moment they're not kind of getting up and supporting and giving those midfield options. Stewart going back into Marsden. Happy to just to stand off, let Pritchard move it across to Stanton. And it goes to Murphy. Got some space to deliver here. Onto the penalty spot, but no white shirts there. Hold'em.
He's turning well.
Stanton having to resort.
And I think that's a yellow, isn't it? Oh, I thought he was going to his pocket.
The card is out. He's just making sure
that would
got
be
the right person.
Oh, who's that gone to?
I'm pretty sure he was pointing towards, it has to be to Stanton, surely.
Well, yeah, it makes sense it was, but I'm just worried that Luke Pritchard might have said something again and got it. I'm not sure.
I'll get to read the report afterwards. Surely Stanton there had to resort to some probably tactics there that to stop Finn Hold'em producing any sort of attack. Sort of probably one he had to do for the team. Once again, Nomads just losing it in crucial midfield space and having to battle to get the ball back, and they've done it well, but I'm sure Matt Jensen would rather they not get into these sort of positions as they give it up again. Just losing this midfield battle at the moment. Absolute knife edge at the moment, 30 minutes into the game, and chances very few and far between for either side. We've seen Butler have one decent opportunity he really would have liked to have done better with. Guy Reeves probably would have pulled off a spectacular one where he had time, but more than capable of putting them in from there, Guy Reeves.
I'd like to see Caleb Colton get more into the game. But Bays are more than aware of his danger, and at the moment, as you say, they've got the upper hand in midfield.
Stanton will go back to Avondale. Opportunity for Nomads to press and create the error. They've done so. Morrison doing well there to step in and get in the way of that promising attack. You sense that Harry Bushell would like the ball a wee bit more to exploit a bit of space out there against Stanton. They find the room to get a shot on here. Nice work indeed from Reeves, but a wee bit solo on that effort. No real support to go back to. Stanton stalked by Holdham. Morrison putting a heap of pressure on here. A young player I saw debut this season and scored on debut. I think it was against maybe Dunedin. He's been able to keep his place in the team. Shoveled forward here. Bushell showing some good toe and determination to get back on the ball. Can he find some room to get a shot on here? Crucial work in there by Avondale to take that opportunity away from Nomads. I'd say that was another good chance.
And Harry Bushell again showing, you know, he can be a real handful. Give him the ball, let a little bit of space, let him run. He's big and strong and quick. He's a real handful.
What's the obvious target man here for Nomads and for Holden? Can they be guilty of just trying to overuse him at times? And they're really such a great finisher. Sometimes better off using the players around him.
I think you're right. I mean,
load the service.
I think from a wide player perspective, if everybody's fit and on form, Caleb Johnson and Gus McIntyre are just ahead of Harry Bushell, and they do provide that, you know, diagonal runs, etc.
Yeah.
Not quite what you're seeing here.
Well, an opportunity there for Butler to launch an attack, but just the ball eluded him after Murphy battled well to get the ball in the midfield. Nicely won by Holland, but it's back with base. As Smith turns back, consolidates some position here. 10 minutes and a half to go. Clever work here from Bays to spread the play. Stewart seeing nothing down this side, and across it goes to Stanton. Gonna have to work hard for it, and done well. Pritchard under pressure, but delivers him. Just a ball that's just slightly too long, and it's easy for Frame to deal with. Netherall, just go back to Frame. Nice composed stuff here. Holdham doing well there. Casper Marzen really happy to be able to have a second go at that one. Missed it on the first attempt, and Cooper Goldsmith might have fancied himself to cause some real trouble in there. But it's now a Stewart and some space in the midfield. He'll look to create. Nice work indeed from Holland, who disrupts. Luca Marzen. Nice play here, Stewart. Going to have a go from range, but Never really looked like it was always rising, that one.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see what Matt Jansen does at half time, if he does something at half time. He's never been scared to do something at half time. A lot of coaches wait for 60 minutes. I think my feel is that Guy Reeves needs to get into the centre with Caleb Cotton and Will Holland to get a bit of a grip on the middle. That probably means that Cooper Goldsmith would be sacrificed, and they would look at probably bringing Will McKee on.
Well, we look at the benches. Hamish Gillett, Luca Greasley, Will McKee, Joshua Litt, Cody Johnson, all available for Matt Jansen to impact this game. There's no extra time in these quarterfinals. It is straight to penalty, so you've got to throw it all out in the 90 minutes. Whereas we get to the semi-finals, it does involve a bit of extra time. Ferrymead Bays of Kanishi, Shanso Kanishi, James Williams, Blair Taylor, George Moore and Angel Toro Perez to come off the bench for Alan Walker's side. As here it is, some pressure here from Hold'em on Pritchard. Continues on to Avondale, but they ride the pressure well, do Ferrymead Bays on that occasion.
Will McKee was unavailable away at the weekend. He's come down to UC from Auckland and joined Nomads. Joshua Litt started on Saturday, so he could be an option as well. You just don't know. Will McKee is certainly a nice, talented footballer.
Plenty of tools on the bench for both coaches. A real strategic masterclass from one of these coaches, is Stewart. Looked to have kept that one in, but assistant referee has judged that one to have crossed the line. Well, a good crowd here in the Steve Sumner stand, a few more than what we've seen in the past, which is great to see on a chilly Tuesday night here, 1st of July, well and truly winter time, and there's plenty of beanies out there and rugs and all sorts, and I hope there's a few of you joining us from the comfort of your home as well. The draw for the English Cup and Rita Fitzpatrick Cup will be on tonight, be going live at 10 p.m, so you can see who will be matched up in the semi-final stages of this Morrison Mitsubishi English Cup. One of these sides will go home victorious and get to watch that draw to see who they get, and one will be a wee bit disappointed, I'm sure, as this one seems to be finely poised. Nice work in there from Sandys, who's driven it across. Shot on target, but not quite collected in there.
Great chance for Guy Reeves there. Brilliant work for Aidan Sandys down this right flank. And then that really was a very good opportunity if he got hold of that.
It certainly was. Never really had the balance to get the strength behind the ball to challenge Avondale. You have to say that Aidan Sandys has really stepped up tonight and providing some decent work out here. He's got his hands full with Trey Stewart, but hasn't really been contested just yet. He's just backing away, trying to find some room to play with. And it's Butler who attempts to find some work in there. Langley working hard, keeps falling for Beige at the moment. They really have had a bounce to the ball. Stanton out to Murphy. Back they come into this familiar pattern. Pritchard trying to release Murphy.
That's a good ball.
What can he do with it? Very competent at keeping the ball off others. There's Chris Murphy. He's selfish like that. As we enter the dying stages of the half, I don't think there'll be too much additional time. As Bushell gets it forward. Continues his run and receives it back off Hold'em. Couldn't quite take the ball with him. Well defended by Ferrymead Bays.
Luke Pritchard having another fine game so far. He was in my book their player of the day 2-3 weeks ago when we played. Was the reason they didn't lose the game, I believe. But again, he's looking after Flynn Holden. He's just controlling things at the back base.
Yeah, well, I'd concur. He's definitely playing some of his best football this year. He really has been a great acquisition for Bays. As this whole it's good strength in there, but
again, Luke Pritchard.
Goldsmith putting some good pressure on there, got a wee foot in, and you sense that if the football gods are looking down on you, some they're going to come off sometimes. It'll be a very tense second half. I hope your blood pressure's all okay, Roger. Going to cope with this?
Going to have to be.
Get the pills out at half time. Eh? I'm sure both Matt Jensen and Alan Walker will be similar tension. Could be a few nails being bitten down. As Stanton works well to get it forward. Butler doing well to keep it and restart it through the midfield. Big switch of play to Stewart. Rolls it into Luca Marsden. Just about got it through there. Good continued pressure from the young player, and Marsden brothers there combining to keep the ball. Once again, turning in there.
That was very dangerous, trying to turn on the edge of your box there. We got away with it, I think, but no, not the right move. But
that was Matt Jensen's blood pressure just skyrocketing there as he sees a defender turning with 2 or 3 on his back.
Well, in defence of the defenders, I think it was one of the midfielders, but
yes, the defensive unit.
Yeah, fair enough. I think the big problem, I've seen this throughout the season, first half performances have not been as good as second half performances for Nomads. Giving the ball away can't really put 3 passes together. Put themselves under so much pressure because of it. And thankfully on many occasions they've pretty much gone in at all square.
And that
as they just have.
The half-time whistle from referee Aaron Oddridge brings a very tense first 45 minutes to an end. Very few chances to speak of. Neither keepers had to make any really great or valuable saves just yet. And both teams have been able to find their way into areas to create some opportunities, but nothing really falling for either side. So sit tight, grab yourself a cup of tea. We'll be hooking into the blood pressure pills and we'll be ready for the second half. Welcome back to English Park for this finely poised Morrison Mitsubishi quarter-final between Nomads and Ferrymead. Well, Roger, We were talking there at half time about just waiting to see where a goal might come from for Ferrymead. I think maybe Chris Murphy is most likely to turn up. He always does, doesn't he?
He's got
He'll be a danger man.
Habit of turning it on when it counts.
And you got Finn Holdham, who's a potent striker, can turn a wee nothing ball into something. So no changes by the looks of it at this stage. Anyway, we might find someone later on. No fourth official to help us today, but we'll see how it all goes for these sides battling to get through to a semi-final spot. And it's straight into the corner. Opportunity here for Nomads. Here's second of the day.
There's no changes in the Nomads 11 to start second half. Nomads have had a reasonable amount of success from dead ball situations, all to do with the delivery, to be honest.
So we've got Reeves on this corner to whip it in. Not quite getting that one there. That was the opportunity lost. Pritchard there, strong on the near post.
Disappointing delivery. When you got the height of Holden, Metherell, Jacob Anderson is very handy in the air. You need to be making sure you're delivering those opportunities. It's disappointing.
Looks like he's about to play with a size 4 ball down there. And, trying to find a way through here. It'd be good to see what the Anderson doing well there to get a decent head in. And Metherell spread it out to Sandys. Well, you've coached a fair bit of football, Roger. What do you think? Oh, a bit of a cynical grab there.
Quite lucky
that's
to be very early in this half.
And maybe a spot that will definitely be asking why is there not some sort of yellow cardboard come out there, but got away with that one. But yeah, both coaches would have had a decent bit of work. They wouldn't have been unhappy, either of them, with their first half performances. But they would have to share a few ideas with their teams to try to unlock each other's lineup.
I think Alan Walker would probably have been happy, but Matt Jansen is used to that kind of first half from Nomads, and his style is very much let Jacob Anderson and the senior boys go in the sheds, have a good chat, and then go in there with his ideas, but let them talk about it. And there have been plenty of occasions when he said, "Okay, boys, let's go with that." So the boys have sort of worked it out at times.
Good modern coaching, isn't it?
Yeah, excellent.
Well, let's see if they can come up with the necessary ideas and strategies to find their way to the back of the net. I'm pretty sure that both like to avoid that tightrope of penalties, which I'll remind you all, there's no extra time in this one. It will all be straight to pens, as Coastal Spirit found out in round 1 against Waimak. They were not bundled out of the, as defending champions, were bundled out in that first round.
Possibly keep an eye on the Nomads formation, whether they are going to a back 3 with more wing backs this half. They have played that in the last couple of weeks, so I was quite surprised they went to a flat back 4. Maybe it's because it's a cup game, they went back 4 initially. But see what you think.
You'll stay in it as long as you can, really, in cup games, isn't it? You know, through the longer you stay in the game. It's Murphy. It's a ball to try to thread the ball down to Marsden. Tidy work in there from Collett. Stanton looking at a static bit of support. Really needs a bit more movement. Cotton able to get it forward to Hold'em, who's got his mate Pritchard with him. They'll be hanging out together all night. Avondale just to set things. I'm impressed with the lineup of both these teams finding some good shape, not consolidating into tight areas, but wanting to play expansive. Although it does take a bit of fitness to do that, so we'll see which one of these sides can keep in and amongst this game as Murphy finds himself in a bit of space. Bushell's done well to get back. Marsden's stayed inside. A crucial little foot in there from, was that Anderson? But Murphy's going to,
he's won
just
free
a
kick.
wee bit of a touch in there as he battled to stay on his feet, and an attacking opportunity here for Ferrymead base.
I think Nomads have been guilty of playing around too many touches around the box when they've won the ball back and they're on the back foot. There's a time and a place.
Well, it's all hands to deck for Nomads. Everybody's back in the 18-yard box now.
It's a left-footed swinging in. I wonder if he'll ever go.
I was thinking the same thing. I'd trust my left foot to get this one on target, and if the keeper bails it up, he probably just needed a wee bit more effort on that one. And Pritchard, yeah, was it? Right, that was Williams who wasn't able to keep that one under control. Well, from that spot there, you swing it in on the keeper can't handle it. You have a good number of people coming in to tuck that one away.
Definitely.
But wasn't threatening enough. Murphy finds Marsden. Drives and gets himself in the box. Can he get the ball across? He can. And the slightest of touches there, and I have to say there, Frame was somewhat fortunate to see the ball appear right in front of him.
I think that was Trey Stewart, just didn't get enough on it.
He did not. Well, he didn't get enough pace on it, did he? He got it in the right direction, had it going in the right space, but Frame stayed alert and was able to grab it at first go.
I think Josh Collett found himself out of position, and that's where the space came down the flank.
I'm not sure how old Luca Marsden is. It looks like he might be in year 9. But playing some football beyond his years, looks a real handful out there.
You're potentially showing your age there, Greg. Before that happened, I was getting the feeling that Nomads certainly come out with more energy at the beginning of the second half. More intent is probably the word I'm looking for. We'll see. Bit of space for Cotton.
Just couldn't get the ball under control, and Murphy came in to upset things. Good connections made in here from Ferrymead to retain the ball. A wee surge forward, nothing happening, so they recycle. Pritchard always missed the target there. Cotton into Hold'em. Clever ball here. Is it Reeve? Enters the box, cuts it on his left foot, and here they go, and that one struck a hand. The questions have been asked from all quarters there. Where is that heading? Is Nottage made a decision, or is he going to go get some support here from his assistant?
I have to say that
is
a penalty. I think that, I personally think,
Well, I think it's unfortunate for the defender a wee bit,
without a doubt.
But the hand was not near the body. It was a rebounded initial shot there as Reeves cut in on his left foot. I think his shot might have hit the defender, flicked up, hit another defender in the arm. Nottage clearly using his assistant just to check that one.
So it's only a couple of weeks ago and here he comes.
And put away. Tidy finish by Caleb Cottam to, in the 55th minute, give Nomads a lead. And from a neutral point of view, great to see a goal in this game, and it could really turn it on.
Well, it certainly will turn it on. Bays are really going to come and this is pretty much what happened several weeks ago when it was 1-1. And believe you me, I don't believe for 1 second that's the last goal in this game.
I tend to agree there, Roger. Bays have had a good start. There's all sorts of conversations. You can see everybody talking about it. And no doubt that Alan Walker would have had an opinion on that, and I hope he's not going to get himself in the book there by sharing his opinion too loudly. Well, he has. Saw that one coming from a mile away.
Well, I think
the passion
after the weekend of another said penalty, life is too very unfair. Potentially, I think that's what might be the way he's feeling, and I think on Saturday he might have had a point. That one seemed a bit more clear-cut, to be honest. Unfortunate, but clear-cut. Anyway, it counts. The referee has spoken.
Well, they've all just got to make it count on the park now. The Ferrymead Bays have played some good football, haven't been able to find themselves into really anything that has challenged Regan Frame just too much yet, but you sense they will have that opportunity to get some reward here tonight. Well up and one there by Metherall, but falls into Langley, who gets the ball. It'll be interesting to see what Nomads do here. I can't imagine them sitting back. Probably nothing has to change for Nomads.
I think it'd be a real mistake to sit back.
It would be. I think that they're set up to break, aren't they? With Hold'em sitting high. So that they need to continue with that. And
well, they have to keep Bays honest, don't they?
They do.
You can't sit back for 40 minutes.
And it's the good bit about a goal in this game. Really going to add the perfect ingredient for a great game of football. As Bushell tries to complete the clearance. It's found its way up to Hold'em. And Nomad's able to just about get a bit of forward momentum again.
A little bit more space in that middle, I feel.
Well, maybe that was a good bit of feature of Matt Jansen's words at half-time, just maybe challenging his midfield three to step up their game and stay in the contest. And in that middle, where they probably were second to far too many balls there in the first half, they're more than capable of dominating the midfield on occasion. So we'll see if they can bring that to the game. Bayes able to get it forward here. Marsden with a clever little ball through, but well defended.
We did just at half time, Craig and I. We had a look at the benches, and certainly not too certain what options Alan Walker has from an attacking perspective there.
Stanton back into Pritchard. Put under pressure here again. Great little toe in there from Hold'em. Bushell just guilty of not respecting the space enough. Nice work in there from Goldsmith. Bushell now with an opportunity to spark something. He's got round one. He's got himself, and somehow that one's been cleared.
I wonder how that didn't go in.
Not quite sure how it even got
But this
there.
year we've got a breakaway here.
In stuff at the moment. Murphy. One-on-one. Gets it across. Where's it going to fall? To the top of the box. And flashed wide under pressure.
You have to say that was an excellent opportunity. Had to get that on
It
target.
certainly was. And who was...
Marsden, I think.
No, it might have been... Is it Stewart without gloves on? That's unusual, isn't it? Number 15. Trey Stewart, who usually wears the gloves, so it's quite easy to pick him out. But
Either way,
anyway, a fine opportunity, well constructed attack.
no surprise who was down the flank supplying it.
That's right, and
Chris
it was well
Murphy.
worked in the middle too. It was patient work. They
Yep.
definitely found the right man for the shot, and Murphy is straight in.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Now can he find the delivery? Great work. Where's it going to fall? Nomads under pressure at the moment. Coping with it so far. Nice work in there from Smith, who has been a composed figure in there. Guilty of overplaying once again in that area, but the ball's with Holder.
Held it up beautifully.
Cotton waiting for support. He finds it and Collett. Patient work here. Reeves. Back into Sandys. Oh, just trying to force the issue a wee bit there. Goldsmith. Murphy trying to launch Marsden. Nicely worked by Anderson out to Collett. Bushell. Nice work from Collett as he just could have been guilty of overplaying in there, but had the skill set to work his way across the field to Sandys, back in to Holland. Strike on goal, and keeper was just waiting for that one. Just had to watch that one go past the far post, and with much gratitude there. The keeper, Ewan Ovendale, was firmly fixed. There's that Guy Reeves who's starting to ignite himself in here. He's definitely the source of all sorts of trouble that led to the penalty. Now he's turned up to once again rattle the Ferrymead defence. Smith doing well there, enabled the ball to transfer out here to Murphy. Good contest in there, and surely, yep, just a wee bit too heavy-handed there. Murphy is.
I would say
Collett
that
did well.
Liam Stanton's probably wondering how he got the yellow card and there wasn't a couple more to his colleagues. Same kind of thing going on, but no, that's life.
One by Holden, but Marsden's there to clear. Another Luca Marsden this time. Great work in there from Metherall. I thought Butler had got the better of him at the long leg, comes out, gets away with that opportunity for Ferrymead. Stanton. Out to Murphy.
You do feel if Bays, the critical part for Bays to get back into this is their experience of Chris Murphy, Reece Williams, Luke Pritchard. You know, they're all three of them. If they get back into this game, they will have a say.
We're going to see some changes here, Roger. It looks like Nomads are going to make the first one. All eyes at the rear. It looks like Cooper Goldsmith is going to make his way to the side. No fourth official to help us out tonight, so we'll see what sort of changes we're going to bring. Looks like
is it Will McKee?
Reeve has definitely moved into more of a central area.
Yeah, I think it's Will McKee. I'm not 100% certain. Can't see the number at this point. Other side of the pitch for us.
That's number 16, is it? Yep, and Joshua Litt.
Oh, it's Josh Litt.
As Avondale comes out and claims that one immediately. Finds Murphy. Puts the brakes on attack. Just restarts through Williams. Smith, big ranging ball. There's definitely a lot more space out there. That midfield is starting to expand as players tire. Who can use the ball the best? Marsden just not finding it back into Langley. Bushell. He's going to go at him. Stanton using all his experience.
Well. So with that substitution, you've basically brought Guy Reeves into the middle. So you've got your three workhorse midfielders now, and they're going to try desperately to not allow Bays any kind of control in that midfield now by doing that move. And Will McKee's a very talented footballer. Josh Litt is a very good footballer. Started last week against UC. So
Reeves now back out where he. Good ball in here. Cotton looking for the space, tries to roll it towards Holden, but Pritchard's wise to it. Murphy now. Well, Pritchard's got himself into a high roll. Luca Marsden with the ball. Rolls it into Pritchard with a delightful ball, and worked so well to get the ball back again. Drives it at the defence. Plenty of players there and crashing into him, but
great challenge.
Netherall, but ball taken. Nice work in there from Holden, but well tracked back by the Ferrymead defence. Cotton. This is end-to-end stuff, isn't it? There's Collett.
A lot more space for the midfield team. Far more space for the Nomads.
Cotton there just collected.
Than in the first one.
Certainly is. Just sense the wish. The side that can keep their structure the best here.
This is interesting. Are they? Yeah, I'm hoping they're going to send up. Yep, it looks as though Jacob Anderson and Daniel Metherell are going forward for this, and so they should. 1-0, still.
Just going to take their sweet time about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fair enough too.
Still a long way to go.
Just about 70 minutes into this one. Guy Reeves over the ball. This one, he can float just over the back of the defence. It's just come up short. Oh, clever work in there.
Nice feet.
Nice idea, but it's well tracked back by Bushell. Hopeful ball forward there. Really want something a bit more accurate. Nomads back in position. Great work in there by young Marsden again as he works back. Pritchard to Smith. Marsden, fine ball through. Delightful ball. Murphy having to work hard for it though. restart. Attacking bomb. Really used a threatening move. Nomads just guilty there maybe of trying to reignite things. And we're going to see another substitution. It'll be this time for Ferrymead base. Looks like a host of changes here. Just two of them off. And your guess is as good as mine as who they are.
Got to apologise to the viewers, but it is nigh on impossible to see the other side of the pitch in detail, so therefore to get numbers on backs, there's no fourth official, so apologies for that.
We're trying to figure out what changes. Definitely two players off, two players on.
Trey Stewart, I think it was.
What are we waiting for here? No,
sorry, Trey Butler. Did Trey Butler go
Trey
off?
Butler, I think, yeah, up top. I think maybe number 9. No. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Yeah, Bay's number's not too easy to read either. There's Avondale. It's a good foot through. Murphy hoping it's going to come to him, but it's it with Bushell. Wasted ball here. Smith can get the ball out to one of the newly introduced players. I think that might be number 9, Shenzo Kanishi. Maybe just moved into that right side for Trey Stewart. And number 20, Angel Perez up top there for Trey Butler. That's my best guess for the moment. Cotton doing well to get the ball down, but good work in there.
Yeah, Caleb Cotton's definitely come more into the game in the second half.
Well, that midfield has just expanded slightly, but more room in there. Cotton, a very experienced player.
That's a nice corner one.
Nomads.
So Harry Bushell will pop across and take this one, swing it in with his left foot. Right underneath the goalkeeper it'll be. And you would, from a Nomads perspective, it's Metherill, Anderson and Flynn Holden that will be attacking this ball.
It's a crowded 6-yard box, that's for sure, so no doubt that will be the target for it. Will Avondale be up for this challenge? There's going to be plenty of neighbours in the house, and surely, where's that one gone? It disappeared for a moment, and Avondale's done well to get down to that. A fine header in there. I'm not sure who got the end of it. In the end, that might have been Collett.
I'm not sure how it stayed out, but it did.
On a couple of occasions there, Nomads must have had Matt Jensen halfway through a celebration, maybe, thinking that one might have gone in, but Bays stay in the contest. 1 goal behind, 73rd minute. Who's going to step up for Ferrymead here and keep them in the contest? Alan Walker throwing a wee bit of tactics at it, getting 2 fresh players on in pretty attacking positions. And that one's made its way through to Reeve. Whips it in towards Holdham, who headers it in! Textbook wing and forward combo there. No doubt you've seen that one before, Roger.
I might well have seen that a few times this season.
Finn Holdham, absolute menace in the box with anything in the air.
In saying that, though, Flynn has only been back about four or 5 games after being away for the first 6 on cricket duties in Europe.
A fine cricketer is Finn Holdham. He played still at Christ College, terrorising schoolboy defences as well as the Ferrymead Bays 6-yard box. And that might be just a wee bit of security here.
All about the delivery, though.
All about the delivery. Absolutely outstanding ball in there from Guy Reeves. And we've just seen a wee change there with Harry Bushell tonight. His job's done for the evening.
This is Will McKee.
And this is Will McKee. Nice to meet you, sir. He's going to go into a left back position. It looks like Reeves is going to come out as I've set a back 5 by the looks of it. And the first touch finds the touch.
But you've got to say, Bays get one back. It's all on.
Certainly is. And Reeve there really, unfortunately, maybe.
Bit of handbags between Reeves and Williams.
Williams standing up for his mate there, but I'm not sure if there's much known about. It sort of just came out of his blind spot there, did Stanton, and got collected. Didn't look too much malice in it. Just a big deep breath there. Usually a player has to go to the sideline when after receiving attention, but not on this occasion.
You know what's going to happen next, don't you?
He's going to get up and hold it, isn't he? We'll see what Williams can deliver. Hasn't really got into the muscle with that.
Straight keeper.
Good little touch towards keeper. No one read it though in the white shirt. Easily taken by Frame. Will Bays respond with a bit of tactical change to try to test this back 5? Maybe a quarter of an hour left in this one. Nomads have made that wee shuffle just to try to consolidate this lead. They give themselves an extra man at the back to tidy things up.
And I actually do think they are sitting deeper now, eh? That second goal, put another person in defence,
instant reaction from Jansen, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So as soon as that ball went in, he swung around and made the change. And good knockout football tactic. Holding with the flick on. Plenty of watch it there, but
he's on his own there.
Gonna try to find a ball across, but Reeves there. Back it comes to McKee. Done well to get the ball and recycle it through Holland. Searching ball in it. Holden wins it, but can't invent anything from out there.
Well, we've had some very exciting finishes in this competition this season, so I would not be walking away from your TV screens or leaving the game, because 2-0 is a very dangerous score. You know, 1 back for Ferrymead Bays, and I would say it will be a very shaky last few minutes if that happened. But gaps will appear going the other way as well, as Bays need to push people further forward.
Well, both these sides have got a bit of a rest, haven't they? I don't think either of them involved in Chatham Cup football this weekend. So they can really leave it out there. Everything back behind the ball for Nomads. Stanton considering his options. Finds Smith. All the way back to Pritchard. Job done by Nomads. They've set the block. Quite happy to see the ball being recycled through the back three of Ferrymead Bays. Now hold him. Can he ignite something here? Nice work from Litt. Hold him, putting pressure on Pritchard. Nicely worked out by the Bays collective. Stanton. Murphy. A very well drilled Nomad side here. There's not a player out of place.
Yeah, we're just looking at that back five. They're orchestrated by Jacob Anderson, and Daniel Meadows played next to him all season. Josh Collard as well, and then you've got Will Holland now just sitting in front of them.
Well, Josh Collart's no stranger from centre back plays. He's played in the centre back at times, so no real changes. But we are seeing a change in the midfield. Looks like Guy Reeves is finished for the evening. And we'll see number 14, Luca Greasley, has come on to add some fresh legs into the midfield.
And that's exactly what he'll do. He's a youngster, has had his chance a few times off the bench and in this competition. We'll just give that energy for the last, see this last 10 minutes out, hopefully.
Bays in behind. Who's it going to fall? Marsden has a wee crack at it. Follows it up with an apology, but Nomads on the go forward at the moment. It's Greasley showing the fresh legs. Just needs to keep it. Can he link up? He can't. Crushing in.
Heavy touch.
Into Smith, who will limp away from that one, wishing it didn't happen. Pritchard. Go across to Casper Marsden. Finds Kanishi. Hold'em, able to get the ball.
And that's another standout feature of Finn Holden. His work rate up front is outstanding. He will chase all day.
Nice work in there, and
the referee hasn't said play on.
Scoro Perez is popped up okay, everybody. Looks like he might have been trying to influence a decision there. Went down very heavy.
Potential South American influence.
Aaron Nottage not fooled. Looked like he was collected to me, but Aaron Nottage in the right place at the right time. Nomads will be thankful that they get to play football in this side. There is Toro Perez once again remonstrating and protesting. Smith with a clever little move there to get the ball to Murphy. Williams to Marsden. doing so well here. I really think that Ferrymead Bay is just finding themselves without enough ideas to break down the blue and white defence. And they're back in position for a short time. Just not being able to keep it here, but Frame will be gratefully receiving that one, and we'll take the time as we look in about 5 minutes to go in this one. 2-0 to Nomads, sitting in prime position to get their way through to the semi-final as Hold'em with a lovely little flick on. It's Greasley. Can he find the shape to get a piece of it? Well, he did, but no real contact on there as Stanton provided the right amount of pressure on the player.
Yeah, good defending by Liam Stanton there. Recovered very well. So how many goals have there been in the last 5 minutes of the Morrison English Cup this season?
Well, last week we saw Kashmir Technical and Western exchange blows, and that was 3 goals in the last 5 minutes. But we've seen this has been a very tightly contested contest, this Morrison Mitsubishi English Cup. The first game was decided on penalties. Christchurch United was only able to put one past Hawes United to get their way through, and it was 4 goals to 3 as Murphy pops up at the back post but can't get it on target.
You just feel Chris Murphy might have just overrun that slightly.
Well, you can see him just replay it through his mind right now, can't you?
Yeah.
All he had to do was get it across the face of goal, and no stranger from doing so. Chris Murphy was the man you wanted on the end of that one. There's been a change. Reece
Williams' brother, number 16, come on. Jamie Williams.
No, they've replaced Luke Marsden's still out there.
Is it Smith?
It looks like it, yeah. So there's an opportunity for Murphy. It's crashed into a defender though. Murphy's left foot there, giving a wee opportunity for Ferrymead Bays to try to mount some pressure. Stanton's can't get it beyond the first man. Langley driving forward, tries to find Murphy, but good defending at the moment from Nomads. Get the ball forward into Hold'em, who will battle away with Pritchard once again. Anywhere will do for the moment for Nomads as they look at the minutes. Countdown here.
Ooh.
Just a wee bit of additional minutes added on there by.
Oh yes, I thought he might do that.
Bit of time wasting.
I think that's fair enough. Unfortunately, he did kick the ball away. You can't do that in modern day football now, can you?
My theory on that is somewhat where the referees are the sole judge of time. But then again, it's the intent, isn't it? And it was clear that Finn Hold'em was very keen to just see that ball down the line, waste a few moments.
The pressure he just put on Luke Pritchard there just said keep the ball in away from the the Nomads end danger zone. It's just working hard.
Overlooked by some strikers, isn't it, that defensive work, and you see Finn Hold'em doing it regularly in every game he plays in. It's the 89th minute and he's still putting pressure on the Ferrymead Bays defenders. Well, that obviously took it out of him now. He's struggling. Oh, it's Easy work in there, and by both teams, obviously absolutely cooked. Searching ball forward, but it's all just coming undone for both sides as the 90th minute is now upon us.
And we won't find out what added time there is, will we?
We will not.
No fourth official, so I can't imagine too much. A lot of substitutions though.
Substitutions were added to it. No injuries to speak of.
5, maybe.
I'd say somewhere around there. No more, surely. No more than 5. Is there enough room for a couple of Ferrymead Bay's goals? They're keeping a good shape. All five defenders behind the ball. It's exactly what the instruction would have been from Matt Jensen. Ball with Murphy inside his own half. Tries to ignite something, can't find a way. Has to go back to Pritchard. Surely he'll launch it. He does. Anderson gets a wee bit on there, and Metherall cleverly just letting that one roll through to Frame, and Frame cleverly takes his time. And this will just be one direction here.
It won't be going short, that's for sure.
Rolls it to the ground, takes a few more moments, gets a good piece of it, and a nice little touch on here with Finn Hold'em. Going to put the pressure on Ivendale, who clears perfectly. Pritchard out to Stanton. Get it forward, surely. Nice work in there from Greasley. No way forward for Taco Perez. Stanton. Knights down the line. Gets it in. The blue shirts are there. Under position here. Again, Nomads. Hold him just
a tired class.
Bustling through. Was Kanishi.
Very calm from the captain there. And nice work from Josh Litt. So we wait with bated breath for 10 o'clock to see what the draw is.
We will. The Nomads have seemed to have done enough this evening. They had to weather plenty of Ferrymead Bay storm. They threw everything at them in the first half, did Ferrymead Bays, and probably had the better of it. We're in the 93rd minute now. Held a 2-goal advantage. Goals from Caleb Cotton from the penalty spot, and Flynn Hold'em rose up in the 6-yard box after a perfect cross in from Guy Reeves and nodded it away, giving no chance at all for Avondale and goal to give them that 2-goal cushion. Nottage's having a wee look at the watch. Nomads in position at the right part of the park. Can't find a way forward here. Pritchard, get it forward. This one might go into the car park. No, it's going forward. Where's it going to fall? Williams is there, but can't get to it. Litt. Unfortunately, keeps the ball, and there it is from Aaron Nottage. Celebrations for Nomads, commiserations for Ferrymead Bays. It's a 2-0 victory for Nomads United, which will see them join Waimak United, Christchurch United, and Cashmere Technical in the Morrison Mitsubishi English Cup semi-final draw. Tune in to check out the Facebook page for the link through to the 10 o'clock draw for the semi-final draw to see who's going to match up in the games that will be played towards the end of July, beginning of August. I'll be here at English Park on the Tuesday night as this competition just keeps getting hotter and hotter. All 4 quarterfinals, only 1 goal margins. The Christchurch football, or Canterbury football, is proving to be a great contest this year, Roger.
Yep, and I think both coaches can be pretty pleased with their performances. I mean, Alan Walker will, of course, be very disappointed, so he should be. I mean, they had the best of the first half. That's probably where they needed to make the pressure count. But as has happened this season, the Nomads, they get together at half-time, they make a few tweaks, and it makes a difference in that second half. And you have to congratulate Matt Jansen and the senior players and all the boys for going out there and delivering an excellent 45 minutes in the second half.
Well, they certainly did. Maybe you could count themselves a wee bit fortunate to get the penalty, but it was decent pressure they put on. You'd get themselves into that spot with Guy Reeves turning up a great second half. He really did provide the impotence for both goals, and provided, you could say, an assist for both, couldn't you? Because the penalty came from his shot, a great cross for the second one. So a tidy performance for Nomads, and they'll enjoy the challenge of the next round, the semi-final. And thanks for joining us, Roger.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you, Craig.
And make sure you keep an eye on that draw and tune in next time we have Morrison Mitsubishi Cup football here from English Park.